Right, welcome back, boys and girls, to the mathcenter.com. Okay, in this next video, it's a very short video. I continue what I previously taught, which was algebraic formula, and this is relevant to IGCSE Maths Extended, okay, 0580. Okay, so in the previous video, you have to search below here for the earlier one that was some simple examples I used. And in this part 2, I would like to pick examples that are a little bit harder. Now, before I forget, do give us a like, follow us on YouTube and Facebook, share this video with your friends, okay? For the full courses that we offer for maths, physics, accounting, for A-levels, IG, IB maths, do check us out at themathcenter.com, okay? Now, I've written here 2 examples. I told you already, and I repeat again, 2 rules to algebra, which is very simple. The first rule is this: if you have 3 terms, let's say you have terms on the left and right. This is what I teach all my students. This is how they have very strong background in algebra. If you bring a whole entire algebraic term over, if you shift an algebraic term from left to right or right to left, then you must do this. You must change sign. What do you mean sign? Positive becomes negative, negative becomes positive. If you shift partial term, like AX equals BC plus D, I'm only shifting A over, then you must remember to change operation. The only 2 rules I tell my students to remember. When you change operation, the multiplication becomes division, and the division becomes multiplication. These are 2 golden rules, Miss Chan's golden rules, okay? And with these rules, you can do a lot of maths. Your algebra is made a lot easier, okay? So do write this. Because the space is a little bit limited, I'm afraid I do have to take the space here. But you can watch this video again and copy down the rules, okay? Cool. So now let's continue. Now let's look at an example here. We have A over X equals to B over X plus C. On the left-hand side, we have 1 term. On the right-hand side, we have 2 algebraic terms. I need to make X a subject. What's the subject? Subject is where X stands alone, as the value of 1X is on the left-hand side. Everything else is on the right-hand side. There are no other terms of X on the right-hand side. So what we got to do is gather all the terms with X together. Correct? Am I correct? Now I'm shifting a whole term, so I change operation. This term is positive B over X, an algebraic fraction, I know. I bring it over, it becomes minus B over X. I'm using rule 1. Then I can make X a common denominator. Cool? So now, the numerator here is A minus B, the denominator is X. I now want to shift X to the right-hand side. So now this is division. Okay, now I'm shifting partial term, goes up, so it becomes multiplied by X. So A minus B equals CX, which I can write also as CX equals A minus B. It's the same. A equals B, B equals A, right? So now I leave X on the left-hand side because that is going to be my subject. And I want to shift C over. Again, I'm using rule 2, where I'm shifting part of a term. So multiplication, C times X becomes division. And finally, the value of X is A minus B on top divided by C. The numerator is A minus B divided by the denominator C. That's the value of X. Okay? Do play this video again and you can watch it a few times. This is a very important idea, very basic, but it's just that if you have not learned algebra well, you struggle. And there are lots and lots of algebraic equations for the rest of your math education for your life, as you go on to learn math. So, okay, so let's move on. Okay, you can play this video again to watch this. Very important. Once you get the idea, then you really enjoy algebra. Algebra, to me, is like a backbone to a lot of math. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, next one. Okay, the next one, the example looks a little bit harder. It's not. The square root of this term, which looks a little bit complicated, square root of my plus n, which is the numerator, divided by the denominator p. So you have this complicated term, the algebraic term here, and the whole thing is root of it equals q. Now I want y to be the subject. So okay, the y is stuck here, stuck to m, and y is part of the numerator on top. I see that. First thing you got to do is get rid of the root sign, the square root sign. So in order to get rid of this square root, you will square both sides. Whatever you do on the left, you must do on the right. Then the value of the equation is maintained. So basically, it's the square root of my plus n over p. The whole thing is squared. It's same as q squared. Okay, it's like this, square root of x squared. What is square root of x squared? It means root x times root x will give you x. So same thing, square root of this algebraic term and there's a square outside means I finally get my plus n whole thing divided by p equals q squared. Okay, now there's no problem with the root sign. That's easy to handle. So, well, what do we do? Let's get rid of p. This is divided by p. I'm shifting part of a term over. Just now, according to my two rules, rule number 2, so it becomes pq squared, change operation. The division now becomes multiplication. Now I have two terms on the left. I want y as subject. So let's slowly isolate my. Let's move n over. So now what am I doing? I'm shifting part of the term. Plus n, I bring over, becomes minus n. Now it makes sense. And now I need to shift away to the right-hand side, m. It's m times y. I leave y alone. Here the operation is times. When I shift m over, you are shifting operation. So it becomes pq squared minus n divided by m. And there you go. The value of y there you go. The value of y is finally y equals pq squared minus n, the numerator, whole thing divided by m. And y is the subject. Okay? So for this, you can play this video again. These examples that I picked from Cambridge endorsed textbooks. And I thought for a change, instead of just picking doing exam questions, let's teach some ideas to you, to those of you who are studying out there. Okay, and I hope this helps. So do give us a like and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. I share this with your friends. Okay, do subscribe to our courses. The subscription helps us to stay alive online. Okay, and to improve our site and to keep on giving more and more courses. All right, I'll see you soon.